So we can see here that the communication from R1 and R5, the communication from R1 and R5 is of exchanging two type of messages. Okay, so R1 R5 ને એક મેસેજ મોકલે છે, એમાં ત્રણ એન્ટ્રી છે, એક છે નેટવર્ક્સ, બીજું છે નેક્સ્ટ અને ત્રીજું છે ઓટોનોમિયસ સિસ્ટમ. ઓકે, so R1 is saying to the R5, R1 R5 ને એમ કહે છે કે R5 એ જો નેટવર્ક 1, નેટવર્ક 2, નેટવર્ક 3 કે નેટવર્ક 4 આ ચાર નેટવર્કને કંઈ પણ ડેટા મોકલવો હોય તો તેના માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર કયું છે, તો નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર ઇઝ R1 and autonomous system કઈ છે, તો AS1. Okay, so this type of message is sent by this R1 to the R5. Okay, so this one message indicates that one message will say to the R5 that if you want to connect the network 1, network 2, network 3 or network 4, then the next router is R1 and which one is autonomous system? So autonomous system છે આપણી AS1. Okay, same way this message number 2 is sent by R5 to R1. R5 to R1. So what R5 is saying to the R1? So R5 R1 ને એવું કહે છે કે R1 ને કંઈ પણ ડેટા જો નેટવર્ક 8 અને નેટવર્ક 9 ને મોકલવો હોય તો એના માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર કયું છે, તો નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર ઇઝ R5 and autonomous system is which one? Autonomous system is AS2. Okay, so this we can say the communication from R1 to R5 is we can say it is a one type of session in which we have the bidirectional communication. Okay, so R1 ને જે કંઈ પણ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ખબર છે કે R1 ને ખબર છે કે પોતાના નેટવર્ક કયા છે, તો R1 will know that his own networks are N1, N2, N3 and N4 and R5 is also knowing that his own networks are N8 and N9. Okay, તો R1 ને જેટલું ખબર છે એ R5 ને મોકલે છે, R5 ને જેટલું ખબર છે એ R1 ને મોકલે છે. તો R1 ને ખબર છે કે my networks are N1, N2, N3 and N4, my router is R1 and autonomous system is AS1. So this type of information is sent to the R5. So R5 પાસે જ્યારે કંઈ પણ ડેટા N1, N2, N3 કે N4 ના રિલેટેડ આવે છે, ઓકે, જ્યારે R5 પાસે કંઈ પણ ડેટા N1, N2, N3 કે N4 માટે આવે છે, then it will consider this entry. Okay, તેના માટે R5 માટે next router કયું થશે, તો R5 માટે next router will be R1 and autonomous system will be AS1. Same thing is about the R1. Okay, R1 પાસે એવો કોઈ પણ ડેટા આવે છે જેના માટે નેટવર્ક છે N8 or N9, જેના માટે નેટવર્ક છે N8 or N9. So then what it will consider? It will consider that it will forward the data to the router R5. What is the reason? The reason is in the next router we have the value R5. Okay, તો R1 પાસે એવો કોઈ પણ ડેટા આવે જેમાં નેટવર્ક હશે આપણું N8 અને N9, તો આપણો ડેટા ક્યાં ફોરવર્ડ થશે? ડેટા will be forwarded to the router 5 and the autonomous system is AS2. Okay, so this is the eBGP operation. Same thing is performed between this border gateway router, that is R2 and R6. Okay, so R2 is knowing its own information that R2 will know that I have the network N1, N2, N3 and N4 and is in the autonomous system AS1. Okay, so R2 will send this information to the R6 and R6 will send its own network information. So in the message number 4, this R6 will send to the R2 that I have the network N10, N11 and N12. My router is R6 and I have the autonomous system AS3. Okay, so by that way this R2 and R6 will create the routing table in which they have the routing information of this N1, N2, N3, N4, N10, N11 and N12. Okay, then same thing is about this router 4 and router 9, R4 and R9. R9 first the R4 will send that I have the network N1, N2, N3 and N4. Router number is R4 and autonomous system is AS1. Okay, in same way R9 will send that I have the network N13, N14 and N15. Next router is R9 and autonomous system is AS4. Okay, so in the eBGP operations, the main advantage of this eBGP operation is that all the routers, those who are neighbors, AS1 જે નેબરિંગ નોડ નેબરિંગ ઓટોનોમસ સિસ્ટમ કઈ છે, તો AS2. તો AS1 ને AS2 ના બધા નેટવર્ક છે એની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન મળી જાય, AS1 ને AS4 ના જેટલા બી નેટવર્ક છે એની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન મળી જાય, AS3 ને AS1 ના બધા નેટવર્ક ઇન્ફોર્મેશન મળી જાય. ઓકે, બટ વોટ ઇઝ ધી પ્રોબ્લેમ? The problem is AS2 is not knowing about this AS3 and AS4. Okay, AS2 ને AS3 ના નેટવર્ક છે N10, N11 and N12. Okay, so we don't have any entry of N10, N11 and N12. Okay, same way this R5 is not knowing about the network information of AS4. Okay, so AS4 na network kya છે? તો N13, N14 and N15. So here we don't have the entry of N13, N14 and N15. Okay, so the first disadvantage of this eBGP operation is that only we can get the information about the neighboring autonomous system. We can get information about the neighboring autonomous system. Okay, let's say here R5 is not knowing information about ES3 and ES4. Same way, this ES3 is not knowing information about this ES2 and ES4. Same way, ES4 is not knowing information about ES2 and ES3. Okay, मतलब જે ડાયરેક્ટ લિંક થી કનેક્ટેડ છે, ઓકે, જે ડાયરેક્ટ લિંક થી જેટલા પણ ઓટોનોમસ સિસ્ટમ કનેક્ટેડ છે તેટલાની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન આપણને eBGP ઓપરેશન થી મળશે. ઓકે, બટ those who don't have the direct link, okay, suppose આપણે ES3 થી ES2 માં ડેટા મોકલાવો હોય, then we cannot directly send. પહેલા આપણે ES1 માં મોકલાવવું પડે અને ES1 થી આપણો ES2 માં ડેટા જાય છે. ઓકે, તો જે રીતના આવી ઇનડાયરેક્ટ લિંક છે, so that type of information can't we get by this eBGP operation. That is the first disadvantage of this eBGP operation. And what is the second disadvantage? The second disadvantage is we can create the routing table only at the border gateway router. Okay, here border gateway router કયું છે? તો R1, R2, R4. Okay, so R1, R2, R4 એ જગ્યાએ આપણે we can create this routing table. Okay, but we are not creating the routing table at this non-border gateway router. Non-border gateway router kya hai? So here we have the R3, R7, R8. Okay, so these are the internal router. These are the internal router of each autonomous system. Okay, so we know that R7 and R8 ને પણ ખબર હોવી જોઈએ કે સપોઝ N8 અને N9 માટેનો ડેટા આવે છે તો એને ક્યાં ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનો. ઓકે, તેવી R3 ને પણ ખબર હોવી જોઈએ. ઓકે, if R3 is not connected by direct link, okay, R3 should also know કે suppose N13, N14 માટે કંઈ પણ ડેટા આવે છે તો કયા રાઉટર પર ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનો. Okay, so for that one more operation is defined for this BGP, that is known as iBGP. Okay, so what are the problems? The first problem is routers do not know how to route a packet destined for non-neighbor autonomous system. Okay, for example, R5 doesn't know how to forward the packet to ES3 and ES4. R6 doesn't know how to forward a packet to ES2, ES4. ES4 doesn't know how to forward a packet to ES2 and ES3. Okay, so what we can do is we need to apply the second operation, that is the iBGP. And the second problem is none of the non-border routers know how to route a packet destined for any networks in other autonomous systems. Okay, so border router, router 1, router 2. Okay, so these are known as the border routers. So these are knowing all the network information. Okay, they are knowing only the neighboring network information. Okay, but the બીજા internal router છે R3, R7, R8, તો એને તો એટલું પણ ખબર નથી કે neighboring માં બીજા કયા કયા router છે. Okay, so suppose R3 પાસે કઈ ડેટા આવે છે, that is for the network number 13. Okay, તો R3 ને પણ ખબર પડવી જોઈએ કે આને એનો ડેટા ક્યાં ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનો, R2 ને મોકલવાનો કે R4 ને મોકલવાનો. Okay, so this type of decision can't be taken by this eBGP operations. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to apply this iBGP operations. Okay, so we can say that this iBGP operation is applied within the autonomous system. આપણો જે iBGP operation છે, that is applied within the autonomous system. Okay, so what we have to do into the autonomous system? So we can say that we are creating one mesh type of topology within the autonomous system. Okay, so they are creating the iBGP sessions, and for each connection they have the single packet. For each connection they have the single packet. For example, here we have the R1, R2, R3 and R4. Okay, so suppose R1 એ જો પોતાની information R2, R3 and R4 ત્રણેયને મોકલાવ્યો, so he need to create the 3 copy of the same packet. Okay, so on the first link it will send to the R2, on this link it will send to the R3, and on this link it will send to the R4. Same way, R4 એ જો પોતાની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન R1, R2 અને R3 ને મોકલાવી હોય તો again he has to create the 3 copies. Okay, first copy will send to the R1, second copy to the R2 and third copy to the R3. Same thing is about the R2. Okay, and same thing is about this ESC. ESC માં જેટલા પણ આપણા જે બોર્ડર ગેટવે રાઉટર છે તો બોર્ડર ગેટવે રાઉટરે પોતાની અંદરના જે નોન બોર્ડર રાઉટર છે એને કંઈ પણ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન મોકલાવી હોય so he has to create that much number of links. Okay, for example R6 છે જો પોતાની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન R7 અને R8 ને મોકલાવી હોય so again he has to create the 2 different links. Okay, now what it has to stand on this link. Okay, so for example let's say suppose R1 એ જો પોતાની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન R2, R3 અને R4 આ ત્રણને મોકલાવી છે so it will create one message. It has 3 address. First one is the networks. So R1 will say that if you want to reach to the N8 and N9 and N9 આપણા ક્યાં છે so we know that N8 and N9 is in the autonomous system too. Okay, so router 1 શું કહેશે router 1 R2, R3 અને R4 ને ઇન્ફોર્મ કરશે કે જો તમારે N8 અને N9 પર જવું હોય તો તેના માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર કયું છે તો નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર ઇઝ IM. Okay, it will say that next router is R1 itself. Okay, અને ઓટોનોમસ સિસ્ટમનો પાથ કયો છે તો પાથ ઇઝ ES1 અને ત્યાંથી જવાનું આપણે ES2 માં. The path is ES1 and ES2. Okay, so by that way suppose R2, R3 and R4. Okay, so R2, R3, R4. So R2 એ કંઈ પણ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન જો N8 ને મોકલાવી હોય. Okay, suppose R2 wants to send something to the network number 8. Network number 8 ક્યાં છે તો આપણું ES2 માં છે. Okay, so by getting this message now R2 can know that next router કયું છે તો next router is R1 અને એનો પાથ કયો છે તો પાથ છે આપણો ES1 થી થઈને જાય છે ES2 માં. Okay, so by that way R2 can forward that packet to the router 1. Okay, then same way suppose R4 will send information to the router 1, R2 and R3. R1, R2 and R3. But R4 શું મોકલાવશે so R4 will know that it is connected with the autonomous system 4. Okay, so autonomous system 4 માં કઈ કઈ નેટવર્ક છે so we have seen that ES4 માં નેટવર્ક છે આપણે N13, N14 and N15. Okay, so R4 will inform R1, R2 અને R3 કે તમારે N13, N14 અને N15 ને કંઈ પણ મોકલાવવું હોય તેના માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર છે હું પોતે R4 itself. Okay, અને પાથ કયો છે પાથ is ES1 to ES4. Okay, so by that way this message is got by R1, R2 and R3. Okay, so R1 will know that R1 એ કંઈ પણ જો N13 ને મોકલાવવું હોય so R1 will know that next router is R4 અને એનો પાથ કયો છે તો ES1 થી થઈને જવાનું આપણે ES4 માં. Okay, same thing is about this message number 3. Okay, so message number 3 R2 will know that it is connected with the autonomous system 3. એના નેટવર્ક કયા છે તો its networks are N13, 11 and 12 and 10, 11 and 12 and 10, 11 and 12. Okay, so R2 will say that જો તમારે N10, N11 અને N12 માં જવું હોય તો next router is R2 and path કયો છે તો ES1 થી થઈને જવાનું આપણે ES3 માં. Okay, and same way about this fourth message. Okay, so R6. Okay, R6 આજે so this type of IBGP operations are performed within the autonomous system. Okay, so in the AS3 that within the autonomous system we have the non-border router that is R7 and R8. Okay, so R6 will inform R7 and R8 કે જો તમારે N1, N2, N3 અને N4 માં કંઈ પણ ડેટા મોકલવો હોય તેના માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર છે R6 અને ઓટોનોમસ સિસ્ટમ છે ES3 and ES1. પાથ છે આપણો ES3 અને ES1 નો. ઓકે, so by that way okay જે આપણો પહેલો પ્રોબ્લેમ હતો કે this non-border routers have not any information. Okay, જે આ non-border router હતા એની પાસે કંઈ પણ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન નહોતી. Okay, so that type of information can be now got by this IBGP operation. Okay, so using that IBGP operations every router will know કે suppose આપણા ક્યાંથી લઈને N1 થી લઈને N14 સુધીના કોઈ પણ નેટવર્ક હોય. ઓકે, N1 થી લઈને N14 સુધીના કોઈ પણ નેટવર્ક હોય તો ત્યાં જવા માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર કયું છે અને ત્યાં પહોંચવા માટેનો પાથ કયો છે. ઓકે, so by combining this EBGP and IBGP session we can have a complete routing table in which each router has the entry. Okay, whether it can be the border router or it can be non-border router. So every router will know that if you want to reach any other network, then what is the next router and what is the path to reach that router. Okay. Okay, so this is all about this IBGP and eBGP operations. So eBGP is external BGP, that is communication between the two border routers, while IBGP is internal BGP. So we can say the communication between the internal routers. It can be the border router, it can be non-border router. So uh, communication between that internal routers, that is known as the IBGP. Okay, so we can say that once the every router will got the information of all other routers. Okay, જ્યારે બધા router ને બધા network વિશેની information મળી જાય. Okay, so R1 should got the information about N1 to the N15. R2 should also got information about the N1 to the N15. Okay, so જ્યાં સુધી બધા router ને બધા network information ના મળી જાય તો ત્યાં સુધી આ eBGP and IBGP is going on. Okay, and finally we have one we can say the path table for each router, in which we have the mention path to reach the any of the network. For example, R1 should know the path to reach the network that is N8 N9. Okay, so R1 એ કંઈ પણ ડેટા જો N8 અને N9 ને મોકલાવો હોય, ઓકે, R1 એ કંઈ પણ ડેટા જો N8 અને N9 ને મોકલાવો હોય તો એના માટે નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર કયું છે? તો નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર ઇઝ R5 અને પાથ કયો છે? તો AS1 થી લઈને AS2 સુધીનો. ઓકે, સેમ વે રાઉટર 1 એ જો N10 રાઉટર 1 એ જો N10 11 અને 12 ને કંઈ પણ મોકલાવો હોય, ઓકે, the router 1 has to send something to the N10 N11 and N12. Okay, so for the router 1, next router is R2. Next router is R2 અને પાથ કયો છે? AS1 થી લઈને AS3 સુધીનો. ઓકે, સેમ વે રાઉટર 1 એ જો N13 અને N14 N15 ને કંઈ પણ મોકલાવો હોય તો નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર કયું છે? નેક્સ્ટ રાઉટર ઇઝ R4 અને પાથ કયો છે? AS1 થી લઈને AS4 સુધીનો. ઓકે, so by that way router 1 has got the information of all the other networks in all autonomous system. Okay, by that way router will got the information of all the networks in all autonomous system. Okay, same way R2 should also know the information of the AS2 AS3 and AS4. Okay, so by applying this eBGP and IBGP, the router 2 will know that router 2 એ જો N8 અને N9 ને કંઈ પણ મોકલાવો હોય તો next router is R1 અને પાથ કયો છે? AS1, AS2. Okay, R2 એ જો AS3 ને કંઈ પણ મોકલાવો હોય, okay, so the networks are N10 N11 and N12. Okay, next router is R6 અને પાથ કયો છે? AS1, AS3. Okay, same way R2 એ જો કંઈ પણ R9 ને મોકલાવો હોય, R2 એ જો કંઈ પણ R9 ને મોકલાવો હોય તો next router is R1 itself and a path કયો છે? Path is from AS1 to AS4. Okay, so by that way every router will create its path table and that has the entry of 3 values, that is the network, next and path. Okay, so બધા router ને suppose કોઈ બીજા autonomous system માના network સાથે કંઈ ને કંઈ communicate કરવું હોય so at that time it requires this path table. Okay, so we have seen that how these path tables are going to be created. So for that we require the two operation, that is the eBGP and IBGP. eBGP, that is for the communication between the two autonomous system, and IBGP, that is the within the autonomous system. Okay, and finally it has to apply this type of message exchange between the between the network autonomous system. So finally we have the path vector table. Okay, this is all about the this is all about the BGP protocol. Okay, so we have completed about the routing protocol with that. In the routing protocol, we have started with the RIP, OSPF and BGP. Okay, RIP and OSPF is within the autonomous system, and BGP is MIP data is removed. Okay. RIP and OSPF that is used to perform the routing within the autonomous system. Okay. When this BGP is used when we have to perform routing between the two autonomous systems. Okay. So this is all about the routing protocols. Okay. So we have started with the routing algorithm. In the routing algorithm, we have seen that distance vector routing and link state routing. And then we have discussed about the three routing protocols, that is the RIP, OSPF and BGP. Okay, જ્યારે આપણે એક નેટવર્કમાંથી બીજા નેટવર્કમાં કંઈ ને કંઈ ડેટા મોકલાવો હોય, at that time we require the routing algorithms. The routing algorithms નું implementation તેને કહેવાય routing protocol. Okay, RIP use કરે છે distance vector routing, OSPF use કરે છે link state routing અને BGP use કરે છે path vector routing. Okay, so this distance vector routing, link state routing and path vector routing, these are the three routing algorithms and their implementations are RIP, OSPF and BGP. Okay. Now we have to discuss about the internet protocols. Internet protocols means we have came across one term, that is the IPv4. ઘણી વાર આપણે આ ટર્મનો યુઝ કરીએ છીએ IPv4. So what is IPv4? The full form of IPv4 is Internet Protocol version 4. So this Internet Protocol has defined the various version IPv4. The latest version is IPv6, but currently આપણે use કરીએ છીએ IPv4. So that's why we discuss only about the IPv4. IPv6 is also designed and also it is implemented at some place, but in all of the communication system we are using the IPv4. So that's why we discuss only about the IPv4. So this IP protocol is responsible for packetizing, forwarding and delivery of a packet at the network layer. Okay, so packet ne create કરવાનું, packet ને create કરવાનું મતલબ એ packet નો syntax શું આવશે. Okay, જે મેસેજ આપણે ક્રિએટ કરશું તો મેસેજ નો સિન્ટેક્સ શું આવશે, માં header માં કઈ કઈ વેલ્યુ આવશે, ડેટા માં કઈ કઈ વેલ્યુ આવશે. ઓકે, એને ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનું. ઓકે, so if you want to forward from one source to the other destination, then the delivery of a packet, so we should know that whether our delivery is complete or not. So for all type of information we require this IPv4, Internet Protocol version 4. So we should consider this structure in which we can see here that we are following the TCP/IP protocol, in which we have the 5 layers: physical, data link, network, transport and application. So on the physical and data link there we have the underlying LAN or WAN technology that we have already learned, while on the network layer we have the 4 protocols: IGMP, ICMP, IP and ARP. IP, Internet Protocol, Internet Control Message Protocol, Internet Group Message Protocol and ERP, Address Resolution Protocol. So this ERP already we have learned in the data link layer. The main goal of ERP is to perform the mapping from IP to the MAC address. If we are already knowing the IP address and using that IP address we want to find out the MAC address, then you can use the ERP protocol. IP protocol that we will learn, ICMP that is also we will learn, IGMP we will not learn. Okay, so IGMP is majorly related with the we can say that multicasting. Okay, or we can say the multicast routing. Okay, for the multicast routing we have the one protocol, that is IGMP. Okay, so this is not the part of our syllabus, this is the concept of advanced component network. So we'll learn only about the IP and ICMP for the network layer. For the transport layer, we'll learn about the TCP and UDP. For the transport layer, we have the 3 protocols: TCP, UDP and SCTP. That is a combination of TCP plus UDP. But we will learn about the TCP and UDP. And on the application layer, we have the so many protocols. That is SMTP, જે આપણો mail માટે use થાય છે, FTP જે file transfer માટે use થાય છે, Telnet, DNS, SNMP, DHCP. So application layer પર ખાલી આપણે બધા પ્રોટોકોલ જ લર્ન કરીશું. Okay, so network layer પર we will start today with the IP protocol, then we'll go with the ICMP. Okay, So IPv4 is an unreliable datagram protocol. Unreliable, the meaning of unreliable is there is no guaranteed delivery of the data. Data આપણે મોકલાવીએ, but we can't have a guarantee that that data will reach to the destination. It may possible that your data is going to be corrupted, data is going to be lost, or data may be, we can say that data may be corrupted or data may be lost, or it may possible that you can't get the confirmation, you can't get the acknowledgement of the receiving of the data. Okay. So you can have question, why if it is the unreliable, then how we can get the confirmation of your message. જો તમે કંઈ પણ મેસેજ મોકલાવી હોય તો તમારો મેસેજ સેન્ડ થઈ ગયો છે, તમે કોઈ પણ મેઇલ મોકલાવો છો અને મેસેજ સેન્ડ થઈ જાય છે કે મેઇલ સેન્ડ થઈ જાય છે એનું કન્ફર્મેશન તમને મળે છે. So how we can get that? Okay. So if you are following only the IPv4, then it is not possible. So along with the IPv4, we should consider about the transport layer protocol. Okay. So IPv4 સાથે we are using the TCP. IPv4 સાથે we are using the TCP, that is of transport layer protocol, that is the reliable datagram protocol, in which we are establishing the connection, and using that connection we have the confirmation that whether it is received by the receiver or not. Okay. So along a simple IPv4 is unreliable, but the combination of IPv4 and TCP is a reliable protocol. Okay. IPv4 is also a connectionless protocol. That means there is no need to establish the connection to send your data. Okay. So how it is going to be work? So the meaning of connectionless is something, suppose if you are sending one mail. Okay. So if your that mail is divided into the 100 datagrams, if your that mail is divided into the 100 datagrams or 100 packets, it may possible that every 100 packet will go from the different path. Okay. Suppose આપણે સુરત જવું હોય તો એક રસ્તો આપણો લેટ્સ સે કામરેજ થઈને જાય, બીજો કોસંબા થઈને જાય. તો સેમ થિંગ ઇઝ અબાઉટ ધીસ કનેક્શનલેસ પ્રોટોકોલ. આપણો એક જ મેલના ઘણા બધા મેસેજ છે, કે એક જ મેસેજના ઘણા બધા આપણા ડેટાગ્રામ છે, that all datagram will go from the different paths. But at the destination, we should have a facility to combine all these datagrams. આપણે at the destination, we should have a facility to combine all these datagrams. Okay. So IPv4 is a connectionless, but it also has to depend on the high layer protocol like the TCP or UDP to provide the guaranteed delivery of your data. Okay. So this is all about the IPv4. Okay. Now IPv4 is a protocol. So IPv4 new syntax also. Okay. So we can see here that this IPv4 is consist of the size of this IPv4 datagram. The IPv4 of datagram package है, so that size can be from 20 bytes to the 65536 bytes. Okay. कोई पण पैकेट ની minimum to maximum size. The minimum size can be 20 bytes and the maximum size can be 65536 bytes. Okay. So that total size है, एमा total size ની अंदर we can have a 20 to 60 bytes are working as your header. Okay. આપણા જે total 65536 byte માં છે, so in which we can have a header of size 20 to 60 bytes. Okay. So if you have a header of 20 to 60 bytes, then the remaining bytes can be used to send your data. Okay. So if your header is nothing, if let's say header is 0, let's say if your data is 0, if you are sending nothing, at that time you can say that the header size that is equal to the total data size, that is the 20 bytes. Okay. But if they have some lengthy data, at that time that the length of the whole datagram can be from 20 bytes to the 65536 bytes. Okay. Now આપણો જે header છે એમાં we are reserving the byte that is 20 to the 60 bytes. Okay. So આજે આપણે 20 byte information છે એમાં આપણે કઈ કઈ વસ્તુ એડ કરી શકીએ. Okay. So here it is said that the first 4 bits are working as your version. The first 4 bits are working as the version. So currently we are using the IPv4. So that's why this first 4 bits are set as the 4. Okay, this 4 bit will provide you the value 4. Okay, we are using the version 4, that's why the version will have the value 4. Second one is LAN, header length, HLAN field. Okay, so HLAN is also 4 bit. Okay, but it is said that we have to divide this number. You can say if the header is of 20 bytes, then we have to divide this 20 bytes by 5. We have to divide this 20 bytes by 5, and whatever number is there, that we have to stack in the HLAN. So for example, if you have the header of 20 bytes, then we have to divide this 20 bytes by 5. We have the number 4. So that's why the HLAN value is 4. Okay. Suppose our header is 60 bytes. So 60 divided by 5. Okay. So our value is 12. So here we have to set the value 12. Okay. No. Sorry, one mistake. We have to divide this header length by value 5. We have to divide this header length value by 5. So if we have the minimum length of the header is 20 bytes. So if we divide 20 by 5, then we have the value 4. So the minimum value of this HLAN can be 4. Okay. And what is the maximum value of the HLAN? So let's say that our header is 60 bytes. Header is 60 bytes now. If we divide this 60 by 5, then we have the value called 60 ने 5 वाले divide करिए, then we have the value called 12. So this 12 is set in the HLAN. Okay. No, 15. 60 ने આપણે 4 वाले divide करिए, then we have the value called 15. Okay. So this value is 1111. When we have the all 4 bit are 1, then we have the HLAN equal to the 60 bytes. Okay. Service, these are the 8 bits that are used for the various types of service. Okay, so this 8 bit are reserved for the service. For example, if you are using the service called Telnet or FTP or TFTP, SMTP, so for all that some bits are designed. Okay, so for that you can, using those service bit, you can say that આજે તમારો datagram આવ્યો છે, so it is for which purpose? It is for FTP, it is for SMTP, or it is for DNS. So that you can say using this service bit. Total length. Okay. So this total length is, we can say, header plus data. તમને header ની length ખબર છે અને data ની length ખબર છે. તો બંનેનો total થાય, that is your total length of the datagram. Identification, flags, and fragmentation offset. So these 3 fields are going to be used when we have the fragmentation. When we have the fragmentation, what is fragmentation? That we will see tomorrow. This one is time to live. Time to live is TTL field, 8 bit. Okay. So sometimes it is going to be happen that your packet might not get the path, and it is within the network only. It is within the network only. Okay. So time to live, that means it has set some by default value. Let's say 15. Okay. Time to live ની એક value set છે આપણે 15. Okay. So જ્યારે next router પર જાય, at that time these TTL values are going to be decremented. Okay. And when it is said that maximum it has reached to the 15 hops. Okay. 15 hops સુધીમાં પણ એ ના પહોંચી શક્યું, at that time it is indicated that this packet is corrupted. Okay. And it is removed from the network. So the TTL field is very much important to find out the path to reach the destination. Protocol, that means if IP is a part of, let's say, IP is a part of HTTP, TCP, UDP, that we can say using this protocol field. Header checksum, જો તમારો અમારી કોઈ પણ એક bit change થઈ હોય, so for that we need to calculate the checksum. Okay. Source IP, destination IP, that already we have seen, and we have some various lengths of option field. Okay. So what should be this, all this field indicate, that we will see in the next lecture.